He's walking. He's walking to the 3. He's at the 2. And the cat is in the CDW red zone. CDW, people who get it now, a policeman, a state trooper has come on the field, and the cat runs into the end zone. That is a touchdown. And the cat is elusive. There are state troopers all around this cat, which now climbs up into the stands. And the fans are running for their life. Now it goes back on the field again. And it's running in the back of the end zone. And it runs up the tunnel.
Welcome again, everybody. Now, don't worry, this video, I'm not going to talk about that investigation. Believe me, I talked about that since 2008. It's been my profession to study that for a very long time. And it led to completely different expectations in the world for me. But that's my problem. The investigation is going on. As I said, it was never about Bobo or UGA. Their participation in it has been substantial. But I want to talk about football. Like, why I like football. My son played football. I coached it. I helped him. They had big moments. And we all like to see big moments for our kids. I know I do. I enjoy seeing my kid hold a trophy up. And I've had to watch him miss them. I remember in the rain, having to pick him up, rec league, probably about what, I don't know how they were. They were pretty old. I think it was 13-year-olds. They were actually a big boy football team, and they played really well, and they played for the championship, and they did not win, and he was sad when that didn't happen. And I remember walking down the corridor. It was wet, and he was soggy, and his elbow was hurt, and he lost by a point. He had a good game, and that's what I asked him. I said, well, what kind of game? What do you think about how you play? I said, you guys are pretty good. I said, it just didn't work out, man. It says that it didn't work out. The game day, it wasn't your day, but you didn't play bad, and, you don't win them all. So if you play good, you fall hard, and the refs didn't cheat you too bad, just go line up for the next one. He got over that one. I think the saddest he ever was, my son, was when he lost his rocket when he was like 8. You bought him a rocket, you go out in the field and shoot it up, and we never found the first one. We never got it. NASA, Elon Musk in the family here, maybe not. We didn't retrieve our rocket, and he was very sad. It took him, I don't know if he ever has gotten over it. I bought him a new one, he never opened it. He didn't want to lose another rocket. And of course, the third time, saddest time that my child I observed was when he lost his pet doggy, his very favorite dog. And every child has to do that, and mine had to do that, and I had to help him. And it was a sad moment. Nothing's going to make it not sad. How can you turn sadness into happiness? By simply saying it's not sad? No, you simply work around it and try to be happy again. The sadness was real, and you want to avoid sadness where you can, I would think. And the happiness is real. The joy of celebration is real. It's great when it's real. Watching your kid win a championship is the best thing in the world. I can't think of anything better, really, especially in football, is when your son wins a championship and everybody knows they were good. Kind of like 21-22 for us. If you wanted to celebrate championships, you had to do it at high school because Georgia never got you any. SECs, they're championships. That's fine. The championship team, to me, you don't judge them if they don't win the title, but it's how it happens. But my point is, it's not just about dollars and cents and offensive stats and this and that, and you like a certain coach, all that stuff. I don't know where that comes from. You play football to win, and when you don't, you go try to do better. if you got cheated by the refs, play 10 times better, and they can't take it away from you. You know, I mean, it's all about putting things in perspective. But when events occur on a football field that were manipulated, if that were to happen, and your kid didn't pick up a trophy when the ump is against you, you know it happens. If you've ever had a kid play sports, it happens. There's not anything you can do about it, but it does happen. And it happens in college football too. And so who's to say if someone is always playing the game to win? There's a lot of ways to profit in the sport today by not winning. But what my point is, it's not about I don't get to brag at the bar no more. That's part of it. But it's about the sadness, genuine sadness. You think every one of those kids up there are just relentless money grubbers? No, some of them want to win. Just like my son did, and like I did. The SEC championship game that we didn't win. I don't know if I mentioned that was that was one of the saddest moments. Walking out from the varsity, we had to watch it on the varsity parking television because it was played in Atlanta. We didn't have tickets. SEC championship game. It was playing the game in somewhere, I think in the basketball arena, maybe in the stadium, and there was a crowd watching it. And at the top of the hill of the varsity, I was listening to the crowd. I ducked out. I knew I didn't want to see it. I'd done the investigation on Bobo. I knew what was going to happen. I didn't want my son to not know that. I said, I'll meet you in the car. He watches the game. He comes out about 10, 15 minutes after the game should have been over. The crowds that we heard disappeared. There was no celebration. And then you know by the fact that it came down to one play and nobody's happy. And that's the way a lot of Georgia games are. If you don't get to go to the game and you just try to figure out what happened. Couldn't get Wi-Fi. I've been out of town a few times, coming back, can't find out what happened. Get back into town, and everybody in Athens is quiet and somber. I don't even have to look at the score. Read a lot of that with Mike Bobo. Disappointed fans became something that we had to get used to. And that's the big shoe that's going to drop to Georgia this year. The undefeated at home record, you can kiss that goodbye. That'll be the last one, and that's the last vestige of our greatness. Did Georgia decide they didn't want to be great, or is it something they can only do every blue moon?